Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Analyzing the Markets with Jay Flores. I'm using the Simplicity system for doing analysis for the week of July 26th through the 30th. This week we got to be very careful because there's a lot of news on the horizon. If you look at Forex Factory or my FX books, you can see the economic calendar for this week to see what pairs are going to be affected or in positive or negative way. Normally, if you have red carpets like this and folders, those are high impact, medium impact, so you can also filter the different folders you want to see the type of news. Just got to be careful, be very careful this week for the US dollar. It has some medium impact, but I mean, it has a lot of news for the rest of the week, pretty much. Let me see, all the way to Friday. So normally the markets either slow down or there's a lot of volatility. And normally, I mean, when they slow down and it still moves, it's good. But I'd rather have slow markets than like crazy volatility. Because if there's a lot of volatility, then the market goes, different directions very abruptly. So just look at the news. I don't want to say try to stay away from those pairs, but at least be very conservative. Use small lots for this week until this all the news goes after they pass. Or at least. For example, on Monday, the news are going to be at 5:30 a.m. Just wait until this pass, an hour or two, then you can start trading. And then look at the next day, see how it's going to look for the U.S. Not much, 7 a.m. Just got to be very careful. So we got to be very responsible for the pairs that you're trading and keep an eye if you're in any of this not coins, but pairs. Okay, so let me go back to the charts, and we're going to analyze the major markets pretty much for this week and see what we got. I talked to Uncle P, gave me the okay to start, pretty much sharing a strategy that I've been using for a few weeks, and it's been working okay for me. Hopefully it does the same for you. The strategy works pretty much, and it's pretty popular. It's not my personal strategy. A lot of people are using it, but I like to teach it to you in case you don't know it. Especially with the Simplicity system, it works real good. Okay. Normally, what I do, I like to look at the markets, in the daily to see the overall spectrum of the market in a daily. It is very extended. That doesn't mean that that's going to stop there. Look, if I go to the weekly, we still got room to travel. So it looks like we can go, for a little while. So our trend, it's up. So I go to the 4 hour. I look for the last triple arrows in the 4 hour right there. And normally what I do, I start buying, and I go into 15 minutes, like right here. And I was teaching this last week. As a matter of fact, let me go up here. I was teaching this last week, just we're in a buy market on the odd USD. Okay, in this case, so we keep buying all the triple arrows until the market on the 4 hours, starts turning around. And what did that mean, turning around? That's gonna happen until we see this trend line break to the low right there. When this trend line breaks to the low, then we'll see 4 triple arrows, and our bias on the 4 hour, it's going to be sells. So at this point, we're still buying all the 15 minutes on the triple arrow, although it's very extended. We keep buying it until we see it change. Okay, so that's the plan for the odd USD. So go to the 15 minutes. This one already started going pretty much. So we're gonna wait until it goes up, it goes down, then we'll wait for the other 15 minutes and we'll buy it again. And we'll see how that goes during the week, unless this is the turning point. But I don't believe so. I think it's still gonna keep going. If I look at the 4-hour, the daily, we still got room to the upside. Okay, so let's go with 4 hours again. Okay, so that's for our USD. Let's look for Euro USD. So this is our plan now, team, for this week. What do we see? Where are the last triple arrows you see on the 4 hours? They're right there. So from that point on, I was supposed to buy all the 15 minutes triple arrows. Okay, so let's go to the 15 minutes. Although before we do that, you see that it's very extended, right? Let's look at the 1 day and see how it looks. Wow, it's pretty high, right? Let's look at the weekly, and we see that it overall in the weekly, I mean, we're going in a big giant downtrend right there, and the market is getting to that trend line, if you see it right there. So we gotta be careful. We still have a few some room over there. We get rid of this line. I like to keep this thing's clean. Get rid of that little line right there too. Wow, I have a lot of little marks. Okay, I'll get rid of that later. Okay. So when it looks like that, I mean, it's kind of dangerous to keep buying it, obviously. This is way too much angle already. So I'm pretty sure at least this needs to have a pullback. So if you see I will say it's like I said, it's dangerous, but if you see a 15 minutes, I will kind of sell it with a small lot, just because of the reason that it's very extended. Last week I was able to make a couple win a couple trades like that. I went against the trade, but I knew that it was very super extended, so it is possible to win some trades like that. Just keep in mind that you're going against the trend. Okay, let's look at GBP/USD on the 4 hour and see how we look. GBP/USD. Okay, so the last triple arrows on the GBP/USD is this one right there. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So our bias is towards the upside. Okay, let's look at the 15 minutes. Okay, when the last time we had triple arrows was right here, then we got one against, but it didn't work. So we have to wait on this one during the week. See if the market goes down, then we'll look for the triple arrows again to buy it. So on the 15 minutes GBP/USD, we're going for buys. NZD/USD 4 hour. Okay, same thing, and it looks very extended also. Let's look at the 15 minutes. Okay, in the 15 minutes, this is one of the trades that I got last week, that although that it looked very extended on the 4 hour, but it did like a double top right there. It was a divergence area in this area. So on the 15 minutes, double top, triple arrows came, so it looked good for me. It felt good, so I took this trade. I got like 30 pips or something like that. Okay, this was a good trade also, because we were going with the trend. Right now it's a little late to get into it. The best thing to do is to wait until it comes down, and then let's see how that hour looks. Okay, and one thing that is making us think that this can be at least a good pullback is that we got triple arrows on the hour. Okay, what that means is this, and I love this traits. What this means is this: for this week, it's doing a pullback for the hour, and that normally means that the market can either do two things. It can invalidate this triple arrows by breaking this top right here, or if we go to let's go to 30 minutes. We look at the 30 minutes that is going up. Let's look at 15 minutes. And the decision time is going to be when this gets up here. If it starts turning and we see triple arrows down, it will be a good time to sell on the NCD USD. Okay, so this can be a turning point for the NCD USD, because this is very extended. I don't know if you can see that. And look at the previous trends. Okay, look at the size of it. That size right there looks about, you know, same size. It can still go a little higher, but you know, this is small retracements and stuff like that. Normally those are normal size for it. So it looks very extended, so we'll see how it works this week for NCD USD. Let's look at that USD CAD, the 4 hour. Okay, USD CAD, the last triple arrows is right here. So our job is going to be to see if that triple arrow is going to hold the trade in our way up. What that means is that if this low hits break to the bottom, this is going to invalidate pretty much triple arrows. Okay, so one thing we can do is to go to a lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour to see how this swing looks. See if it is telling us to go up on the 1 hour. Okay, we don't have a triple arrows on the 1 hour yet. How about on 30 minutes? 30 minutes. Interesting. We do have triple arrows on the 30 minutes. Now, this is a good trade, okay? I was reading a book during the weekend, and I really recommend this book. It's an audiobook for free on YouTube if you want to hear it. From Mark Douglas. It's Trading in the Zone. It's about the psychology of trading. How do you gotta learn to train your brain pretty much to trading. Okay, every time you take a trade, you gotta understand that you can lose. You gotta accept it. I mean, you're not gonna win every single trade. Okay, once you develop that mindset of a professional trader, you understand that you can lose. You can only have two outcomes, right? It'll win or it'll lose. So you gotta trade like a business. Don't involve your emotions. Okay, this is, I call this a good trade. Let me look at the 15 minutes and see how this looks. Okay, it looks just like that. Still coming down. Okay, so this will be a good trade to monitor on the 15 minutes to see when it starts turning to the upside. And it will be a good trade to go in. 30 minutes looks real good. If this trade is going to turn up, it's going to do it in this area. Okay, so maybe almost going to win the bottom. So when do we know this is not a good trade? When you go below this area right here. And that's why you have a stop loss right here, but that means that trade was no good. Okay, so this is a good trade to look from the next few days. Okay, USD JPY. Okay, USD JPY. Okay, there it is. What have we got in 4 hours? We'll go to 4 hours real quick. Okay, 4 hours, the last triple arrow is there. It looks very extended already to the bottom. Okay, let's compare with the daily and see how it looks. Okay, if you put attention, our bias in the daily, it's up, right? And then we're in a big giant pullback, right? All this pullback right here. So if you go to the 4 hour, 4 hours still down in that pullback until that pullback turns around pretty much. Okay. So let's go to the 1 hour. 30 minutes. Going to do it a little bit slow. So on this one, there's nothing to do yet. It's just gonna have to wait. Okay, until it starts showing triple arrows under 15 minutes. then it'll show on the 30, and then we can consider taking a trade in an uptrend. So we'll see how it goes this week. USD CHF. All right, 4 hours. I know this trade looks very extended to the bottom already. Looks like it's never gonna stop, right? But it's gonna go to this. It's gonna touch this low. We're in the buying zone, but we're gonna see if it's gonna break down or not. So this is another trade that we have to wait until it starts showing signs of reversal. Pretty much, you should never just try to pick lows. It's very dangerous. I've done it for years. No bueno, no good. You gotta wait until the market starts showing that it's going in a certain direction, and that's why this triple arrow is a very good system, because it's not gonna get you in the trade until it's almost, I don't want to say 100%, but it is very certain that it's gonna turn you already. Okay. And the last one we're gonna check is the dollar Mexican peso on the 4 hours. We have a downtrend, so automatically every 15-minute sell I'm gonna take it. Look, that one already passed, but it was a 15-minute sell, and it was a very good trade. I was able to cut this one last week with the same strategy. Okay, so those are what we got. Let's look at GP out. We have a real close right here. See how that looks. Okay, on the 4 hour, what do we have? Look, this one's already started showing signs of turning, correct? Because at least we're in a buying zone, and then we got triple arrows, but I will wait a little bit longer before you buy. Let's see how the 1 hour looks. Okay, I will wait. And if you're like a swing trader and you buy in the 4 hour, best thing to do is to go down in the 1 hour, wait for that pullback, and see if that pullback it's gonna hold your trade to the upside, meaning that it's not gonna break the low. Then you're like real sure that this is going up on the 4 hour. So this is what I'm trying to say here. Let me get mine. Trying to teach a little bit along the way here. 1 second. Come on. Okay, here it is. Where's my line? Okay. What I'm trying to say, it's that if I'm a swing trader, I still gotta wait a little bit longer here. Although I have my triple arrows, I will go to the 1 hour. Make this bigger. Then I will wait for this to make it pull back, maybe to the zone, and then I will get into the trade. But if this pullback, that's an ugly line, sorry about that. Let's see if I can. But if this pullback goes all the way down and then it breaks the low, and then even worse, if this thing starts like retesting and goes, I wouldn't go to that trade, obviously. But if this pullback just goes in this area and then starts showing, I will go down to 30 or 15 minutes, and then I give me a signal here to the up, I will definitely buy it. So that's the plan. I'm just trying to show you guys a little bit of my thoughts here. Thank you very much for listening. Okay guys, so if you're interested in acquiring this system, it's a great system. Simplicity, super easy. It's just not the indicators, it comes with the whole company. That means support from the company, about 3 to 4 lessons, live trades a day, not a day, but Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. There's always a class for you, and you can go ask questions live. You always get an answer for Uncle P. He's always on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for a couple hours every day, directly talking to you. This is the CEO and the creator of the system. Okay, so thank you so much. God bless you all. Trust in the Lord, and let's make some pips this week. Be responsible. Trade like a professional. Trade like a business. know and understand that there can be some losses. You always don't trade more than 2% of your total account per trade, and you'll be just fine and you'll start making money. Thank you so much. I'll leave the links below the video, sorry, if you want to acquire the Simplicity system and go into the company. I will definitely help you. Let me know, and we'll do real good this week. God bless. Bye bye.